Hi there, Leo. Welcome to your mid-November 2022 tarot update. It's Raina here. Pick an additional card for clarification. Ooh, like that. The Magician. One of the themes that has emerged, and I've done 3 tarot updates thus far, this is the 4th one, is this, people being at a crossroads. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what is going on right now for the collective that would be in alignment with that? And we just had eclipse season. We're in the middle of it, and that can stir things up. And of course, there are other things that are going on too in life where people are finding that they have to make a choice, and that was kind of like, or they have to become who they really are. Leo people tend to get that right. You guys tend to be very bold individuals, but sometimes life events can come and kind of knock you off your game a little bit. So it's understandable that anybody could be like that. The heart of the matter is the Knight of Swords. This can be somebody in your life who is very, I would call them a catalyst. And people who are catalysts they're not necessarily very stabilizing influences. They're actually, bringing you out of your comfort zone. But what can happen as a result is that you can feel quite taken aback because it's kind of disruptive in a certain sense and doesn't allow you to just hide and play small. You have to do something. So sometimes this could be an affair with someone who it's not necessarily going to last, but they show you sides of yourself that you kept hidden, or that you didn't believe that you even had. So it can be very exciting in that sense because it's like self-discovery through the eyes of another person. And this is, in terms of professions, this can be a lawyer. So if you are like, okay, that's it, I'm done with this relationship, or marriage especially, which requires legal counsel, or even in the workplace, you might feel like I'm either that you're consulting somebody because you want fairness about a situation, or there could be something going on behind the scenes that is requiring of you to kind of defend yourself. But I feel like this might be Leo taking that role as being your own advocate, because the Knight of Swords can be a very fiery, outspoken individual in the past, and it could be like somebody of the sign of air. So it could be a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius, and they always say that air fans fire. So the air signs, I'm a Sagittarius, you're a Leo, we're fire signs, Aries is a fire sign, and the air signs can really spark our passions. In the past position, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And so it just talks about coming into alignment with good fortune, with things working in your favor. That's what I call alignment, or some people just call it luck. I call it alignment. And this can also suggest that there is something going on where you are Um, it's connected to Jupiter, and Jupiter has been retrograde, and maybe that's why it's in the past position because for Leo, this this Jupiter going into Aries forms a trine, and it's going to go back into Aries. I mean, it's not back into Aries. It's going to go direct in Pisces on the 23rd of November, but that's beyond the scope of this reading. This reading is meant to just do a little check-in mid-month of like, hey, how's stuff going? And yeah, so that can be very exciting for you because you may feel like things are starting to gel. And I think they're going to gel even more so, especially if you have like ninth house matters. In other words, travel, long distance travel, or any kind of religious pursuits, publishing, that they will be even more so favored. When Jupiter turns direct, but especially when Jupiter goes into um, the sign of, goes back into Aries, and that's right before the winter solstice on December 20th. So that can really make things go forward. And then, Jupiter is going to stay in that ninth house until May, and then it goes into your 10th house. So, if you're a writer, and that's another thing about Knight of Swords, is can be a writing that you're writing and stuff, because it really favors that when Jupiter's in the ninth house. The higher message is the Two of Wands. This can be a fork in the road. As Yogi Berra said, if you see a fork in the road, take it. And so it can be a decision. Sometimes this can be two careers, but it can be about relocation. So I definitely get those travel vibes, maybe for work. And I think if that's the case with the Knight of Swords, you're thinking outside of your comfort zone, because typically Leos, being fixed signs, you may like the familiar. I realize when I talk about astrology that I tend to repeat that quite a bit about fixed signs, because I just think that it's so underlooked. Is there something that's underlooked, that's overlooked? Underlooked is I guess you'd say overlooked. Is that fixed signs really do tend to want, crave the familiar, and sometimes in life that can really clash with what you're called upon to be doing at this particular juncture. So you have to kind of override that tendency if you want to, um, expand in your life. The fire element is supposed to be all about expansion. What crosses you is the Seven of Cups, and this is a card of confusion, wishful thinking. You may have ideas that are not really practical, and therefore there's a part of you that knows this, and so you're thinking, well, that'll never work. You Leo suns, many of you may have inner planets like Mercury or Venus or Mars in Virgo, and so you're going to tend to be a little bit more critical of some of your more wilder schemes, because you feel like, hey, this isn't going to work. What am I thinking here? What am I thinking? And really, it's not to say that it couldn't work, but you have to have a game plan. And you might be kind of torn. You like, I have so many options. What should I choose? That's really one of the big ones with Seven of Cups. And it's kind of like a good problem to have in a certain sense, because having a lot of options is better than having few options, right? So I guess it's just the way you look at it. What is coming in is the Ace of Cups, and this is a card of new love, As I stated earlier, I kind of put it in the context of, you know, if you're kind of like, hey, I've been putting up with this crap in my long-term relationship, or, well, I'll just say my committed partnership for way too long, and now I'm speaking out, and that's the Knight of Swords, and you're deciding whether to go or to stay. Two of Wands. Ace of Cups is about new love coming in. But we can say two things. As a predictive card, you could say, yeah, it's coming in for you. Maybe it's already been here, and that's what the Seven of Cups is, because this person isn't really someone, the timing is off because you're still with somebody else. But what I would say too, just to remind you, is that nature abhors a vacuum. If you're looking for a more ideal relationship, then you have to make space for it. And the only way you can do that is by being somebody who is willing to let go of what no longer serves you in the form of a relationship. If this is about, like business matters, I feel like you're in a very creative time right now. And you may be dealing with a job that is draining you. And that's what the Two of Wands might represent, that you have to decide if you're going to stay with the known or you're going to branch out. It all depends on, many factors, like your finances, like how bad is bad. Because if it's not, if you feel like a little bit drained by your job, but it's not the end of the world and you don't have to work 60 hours a week, then it allows you to develop your other, maybe your artistic endeavors, your creative and endeavors, so that you can make it work in a big way, instead of having to white knuckle it and go, oh my gosh, when is this going to take off? I've sacrificed everything for this and it's not paying off. That doesn't feel very comfortable a lot of times, going into that type of environment. So, be willing to take that chance and do something that is a lot more, smooth, pleasant, and unencumbered, not feeling that sense of pressure. That's what I would say. And the outcome is the Seven of Swords. It's probably best right now. So see, we have two sevens here. It's probably best to keep your plans close to the vest, because perhaps there are naysayers, and especially if this is something that people don't typically do, people will put their 2 cents in and tell you that it won't work sometimes, and you don't need any kind of naysayers right now. You're trying to manifest something. So the best thing to do is to keep your own counsel, and don't allow anyone to kind of rain on your parade, because some people, I was going to say piss on your parade, make it even more disgusting. So, you've got a lot cooking. Good looking. And like I said, you're going to have Jupiter in your 10th house of career in May. So between now and May, you have a 6-month window. You just had that lunar eclipse in your 10th house. You've got some triggers to that 10th. Uranus is there. Oh, yeah. And, Uranus is there. So Uranus, and Uranus was part of that eclipse. Uranus is about technology sometimes, and freedom. So that might be another thing where you're like, I want freedom. If you're trying to travel while you're working and trying to finagle that. But it's not something that you need to necessarily share with everyone, like, for instance, coworkers and things like that, because you never know who is on your side or not. I know that sounds horrible and paranoid. I don't mean it to. I'm just really telling it like it is, because you don't know who is which way is up. And sometimes we have to protect ourselves from other people's insecurities. And so I picked a clarification card, the Magician. You have everything you need, Leo. Leo is a very larger than life sign. You may think, I need this big launch. I need to do all these things, this production number. And no, you have everything that you need to manifest and co-create with the universe. The only thing that is stopping you is your own self-imposed limitations, really. So make sure that you are in your creative workshop, as Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks likes to say, and maybe immersing yourself in it without, necessarily requiring other people to kind of put their 2 cents into it, because, like I said, it might not be advisable at this time. Other people may not be supportive, and you need that support. Otherwise, you can be your own support. So if this is about love, it's knowing that even if right now things are a bit messy, because I think with the 7 of Cups, things are a bit messy and undefined. And there might be some more things that have to happen before you can be with the one you love, or if you want to attract new love, you have to tie up those loose ends first. But the Magician is about where there's a will, there's a way. All right, that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope this resonated. If you would like a private reading, I'm promoting my double chart readings, an hour of natal analysis with an hour of transits for all of 2023 for a special price. Great at this time as we enter a new year that I'm looking forward to. You're going to have some cool stuff happening. Well, we're all going to have some cool stuff happening. And you can see your exact chart instead of just the kind of generalized things that I do for the monthly readings. And you can find out about that and all my other readings. I have single readings as well at the link below. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.